Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are
The Amazing Clarks.
We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years and that have been passionately in love for 32. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
And we're here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in life and love. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to everyone who loves love.
That's right. So let's start this podcast and uplift our listeners.
Yes.
So today we have another amazing episode. Today's main conversation topic is love and money.
Love and money.
Love and money.
Yes.
Yes. And how to navigate through love and money, how to make sure money doesn't make you grow apart, and how to actually keep the finances going and actually have it bring you closer together when things start to get a little tight. But before we jump into the main topic, this is the segment that we call the listeners' letters. This is where you guys send in any questions that you have about love, dating, relationships, life, anything that you want to talk about, and we will answer them on the podcast. So, Melanie, what's the listener letter of the day?
Today's listener letter comes from Lauren in San Diego. Lauren says, I'm a 43-year-old married woman, married to a greedy, selfish man.
Greedy and selfish.
I can't keep leftovers or have any snacks to myself. If I hide things, he finds them. He thinks because he is the breadwinner, he shouldn't have to ask permission first. He has no shame in his game. How do I get him to be more considerate, or should I just start planning an exit strategy? Wow. What saith you, my love?
What saith me? Wow. You know what? It definitely sounds like inconsideration. And that can get really irritating really fast in a relationship. So it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if she's had conversations with him, how many conversations she's had, but it always starts with a conversation.
Yes.
And when you have that conversation with him, don't make it an attack. Make it an actual constructive conversation where express how you feel. You know what? I need you to be a little more considerate. Give him examples of what you need, how you would like it to be. And don't just cut bait and run. No, don't do that. Not over that. Have the tough conversation first. That's what I'd start with.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you have to take into consideration that everyone grows up differently and everyone has different beliefs about, what is okay and what is not okay in a relationship. And so if he grew up in a family where it was free for all, whatever was in the kitchen, everybody could have, that's just a habit. So it's not a personal attack on you. So have some conversations about that. So I noticed that when I have leftovers, you eat them, and that makes me feel like, that you're not being considerate of me. Have you always been like that? Where did you learn that? And then talk about how you grew up and how you had to ask permission and how you had to share with siblings. Maybe he's different than his. He'll understand you, you'll understand him, and then you can come up with a solution that works for both of you. So the solution could be something like, yeah, we're a married couple, we share everything, but when I have leftovers from the restaurant, I want to eat them later at night, so please don't eat my leftovers. It could be as simple as that, but it's literally creating a strategy that works for both of you. You're not going to change him. He is who he is, but you can come up with something that works for both of you. And that's always my goal in relationship. I want it to work for everybody involved, including myself.
Yeah, that's a good point. I actually agree with you. That's really good. It is upbringing because in some situations, people consider that loving. It's like, if you have food, I can just take your food and eat it. And because we're cool, it shows that, I love you and you love me.
What's yours is mine.
What's yours is mine. Right. So, but it may not mean that to the other partner.
Yeah.
Another example, I have some friends when I was growing up where you can just go in the refrigerator and just crash the refrigerator and the family's cool with it. They like that. They're like, yeah, just go in our fridge and just take whatever you want.
Yeah.
At my house,
No.
That's considered rude. It's considered offensive. You're going to get thrown out. You're going to get dissed. So who's right or who's wrong? It's just your upbringing.
Yep.
So I think a big part of it too with her might be she may be thinking that his intentions are to be inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Whereas that may not be his intention. His intention might be just maybe he didn't think about it. Like you said, maybe he was just brought up like that, or maybe, it's endearing from his perspective.
Or he's trying to create a feeling of love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, by me taking your stuff, it feels like we're one.
Yeah.
And we're sharing, and that makes me feel loved. So dig a little deeper, Lauren, ask some questions, and come from a place of non-judgment. Come from a place of really wanting to understand. This can actually make you closer if you ask the right questions.
I think that happens in a lot of relationships in different ways. I hear men complain about this a lot, and I kind of went through that too. Like, for example, if I'm going to go to the store to go get something, and I'll be like, babe, do you want something? You want that? You're like, no, I'm okay. I don't want it. And then I get that thing that I want, and then you're like, oh, let me have that. And it's like,
why are you bringing that up on this podcast?
I'm sorry.
You do not need to be putting our business out there.
Did I say it was me?
You did, sir. You started with you.
Somebody I know.
I'm just kidding. You're right. It happens.
But at first, I used to find myself getting like, that's rude. You should have. But then I realized that it's a loving act for you. Yeah. When you do it and I share with you, it makes you like, baby. Right. So I had to change my perspective on it. Like, okay, she's just loves the fact that I'm willing to share, because I could turn into a jerk like other men and be like, no, that's mine. Yeah. But that ain't my style. And so I learned to look at it like, oh, my baby she wants what mine is hers. I like to be able to share with you and for you to have it like that. So just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah. I think we've gotten real good at that. We do share everything. And
I love sharing with you.
I love sharing with you too. It's not an issue for me at all.
That's right.
So you'll get there. You'll get there, Lauren. You'll get there.
Don't give up, Lauren. You got this, baby.
Exactly.
All right. Once again, guys, if you have questions, hit us up in our DM. Send us our questions. We will answer them on this podcast. Yay. So,
I'm excited for today's topic. I love and money. Two of my favorite things. Yes.
Love them too. Okay, so today's main conversation topic, love and money. So let me kind of give you guys a setup. We're a couple. We've been coaching couples for the last 24 years. So we've seen this over and over again. Almost all couples go through financial turmoil at some point or another. And usually it doesn't go good. It causes lots of big emotions, anger, blame, rage, fear, shame, guilt, you name it. And that can really make couples grow apart. But Melanie and I, we have a different approach to money crisis, money situations that actually brings us closer together and actually brings us in more finances and more income. So we don't take a L, we win. All we do is win, no matter what. So today we're excited to share that with you guys, our secret formula. You want to jump in and say anything there?
Sure.
You want to spot there?
Sure. I want to jump in there and say something.
We get the train running.
I love this topic because there's so much energy around money. And the way that we perceive money comes from how we were trained and programmed to see money. That comes from our childhood. Also, we're really influenced by society. We tend to judge each other based on money. Like we tend to revere people who look like they have a lot of money, because we never know what anybody really has. We only know what it looks like, right? We tend to be attracted to that. And then we tend to perceive people who struggle financially as not successful, as not good enough. And what happens is then we judge ourselves. So what I've seen is when couples come together, they're having two money mind maps that are like clashed together. And then they have to figure out which one to use. It's kind of like our listener, right? Our listener letter.
Right.
Like you have to find a way that works for both of you. So for me, Anthony, I love to talk about the energy of money and how money is attracted and how you can clean up your money energy individually and create more money together. And then you don't need to have those fights, because the fights are generally coming from lack or a belief that there's lack, or one person wanting to be more of a saver and the other person wanting to be more of a spender. Who's right? Who's wrong? You have to find a way to blend those two together.
Right. I agree. So here's the scenario, you guys. So now let's say you're a couple and money's running kind of low and you have bills to pay. Most couples will start freaking out and fighting with each other and start blaming, arguing, and basically causing more havoc. And when you do that, it actually keeps the finances, prevents them from coming in faster.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually keeping yourself in that situation. The more you do that, the longer you're going to stay in that financial situation. And it may even get worse.
Yeah.
And so, well, a lot of couples, they'll just panic and go out and make a move that end up being a bad move. Maybe taking a loan that maybe you shouldn't have taken because you were panicking. And when you panic with money, it's going to go bad. When you panic with anything, you're only going to attract more panic and more of what you don't want. So anytime Melanie and I go through financial hardship or challenges, in the past, what we used to do was like most couples, we would argue and complain and blame, and it just made things worse.
Yep.
And we stayed broke longer. and we suffered throughout the whole time. Not cool at all.
Not cool at all.
But as we became more evolved consciously, and as we practice what we've learned, we created something that we call a money tsunami. It's a perspective on money. So let's look at it like a tsunami. An earthquake hits, you're on the beach. What happens to the ocean? The water goes out. It all goes out. The water is gone. So now that's symbolic of your finances. Okay, you're going through a hardship. Maybe you got hit with a big bill. Or maybe you took a big loss financially. The money goes out. Now, initial instincts, it makes sense to panic and freak out. But if you panic and freak out, that ocean, that water is going to stay out there longer. Those finances will stay away from you longer. The more you freak out, the longer it stays out there. So Melanie and I realized a long time ago to do the opposite. So now, if you're freaking out, if you're freaking out about money, that's a very different frequency that you're sending out as compared to if you had a lot of money. If you had a lot of money, would you be in that freak out state? Would you be panicking and anxiety? That's a specific frequency which attracts more of that. No, if you had lots of money, you would be calm. You would feel good. You would be relaxed. You would celebrate, right? But most couples are waiting for that money to come back and then they'll celebrate. But no, it's the opposite. When you're in that financial hardship and things are tight, that's the time to literally feel good. Do things to feel good. So, for example, what Melanie and I would do, we'll be like, okay, the tsunami hit. Our money's gone. First of all, we have gratitude and appreciation for the things that we paid for that made that tsunami go out.
Right.
What did we buy? What did we, spend that money on? We're grateful that we did that. So we're grateful for that experience. You see what we're doing? We're going into a state of gratitude. And then we're grateful to have the money that we have, even if it's tight. We have the money to pay that bill or to pay for that service. I'm grateful because we could be in a situation where we don't have the money. So more gratitude. Then what we do is we go out and feel good. We don't sit around and keep focusing on it and feeling bad. No, we go to a restaurant. We go have a yummy meal. We go sit out in nature. We go to the beach. We do things to make us feel good because when we put ourselves in that high vibration, that's a match to high vibration money. That's the match to that money coming back. So now the tsunami, we know it's a tsunami. So what happens with a tsunami? It sucks the water out. And then when that water comes back, it's a tidal wave and it comes back even bigger. So we know that money we're sending out, it's going to come back even bigger. So we celebrate it.
Yep.
We celebrate it that it's gone. And guess what? While we're relaxing and feeling good, that phone starts ringing. Ring! We need to coach. We need to coach. We need to coach. Business just comes to us. We always say, amateurs chase, professionals attract.
Yep.
So we attract that money back while we're feeling good. And we attract it back because we feel good.
Well, also, I want to add that the universe is a perfect system. And when you realize that, you can minimize your panic. And what I mean by that, money is energy. That's why it's called currency. It comes and goes. It ebbs and flows. Money is always going to come and go. But what happens is when it goes, you panic and think, I can't see it. I can't see it right now. So I need to do something. But what Anthony's describing is instead of doing something, you're going to be something. You're going to be in alignment with the money that you want. You're going to think about how much do I need? What do I need to take care of? And then what's happening to you is you've lost faith. We tend to lose faith when we can't see something, but everything happens to us for a reason. And I believe that when our money goes away, it's because we're ready for more. That's the universe's way of signaling to us, you want more, but you're not a match to more.
Yeah, baby.
Baby Jesus. So it's time to really look at where you are and see how you're playing the game of life. Are you playing small? Do you need to play bigger? Do you want more? Do you believe that you're a match to it? Do you believe that you're worthy of it? And then you just contemplate. You start asking questions. Well, how much more do I want? Well, where could that come from? Well, what could I do? Then your intuition will kick in. Then you'll come up with ideas, because money comes from opportunity. And most people will just be like, well, I have a job and that's as much as I can make and that's all it's going to be. And I'm stuck here forever. You are not stuck. You are not a tree. You don't have roots. You can get up and go. And I do a lot of coaching with people in business. And what I've seen is when people feel like that and they actually say, let me look for more, guess what? They find it. Maybe they may have to change jobs. Maybe they may have to do some more marketing in their business. Maybe they may have to tap into their network and create a new product. Whatever it is that you have to do, it will come to you, but it won't come to you if you are in panic mode. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we're going to say a lot of things over and over again. You have a spirit, and your spirit is always trying to guide you to what you want, even money. Right? Your spirit wants you to live your best life. Your spirit wants you to have money. There's nothing wrong with wanting money. So when you say, I want money, but then your mind is filled with, there's not enough. And what if someone finds out? And what if I can't pay this bill? You can't hear spirit, because spirit whispers. But if you can get quiet and get into gratitude for what you have and really manage your focus, going out and having a good time is a great way to just let go and be in the moment. And it's really easy to attract ideas during that. But another thing that you can do is start tracking how much money you've made. Think about how much money you've made over the year or the last 5 years. You'll be amazed at how much money you've actually had in your life. The other thing that you could do is when you pay your bills, like Anthony said, be grateful for those bills. I'm happy to pay my mortgage. I'm happy to pay my rent. I love where I live. Well, let me send the electric company their check because I love having lights. I love hot water. And the more you do that, you're sending energy towards what you have. And remember, law of attraction, what you focus on, you attract. If you focus on lack, you attract lack. If you focus on what you have with gratitude and excitement, you will attract more of that.
I agree. You know, and it's also really important to be aware of the conversations you're having with yourself.
Yes.
And the words that come out of your mouth. So, for example, if you start going, oh my God, we're broke.
Yeah.
Then you're programming your mind, subconscious mind, to go, oh, you want to be in a state of being broke. And you're going to attract more situations and circumstances to keep you in that broke state. But are you really broke? So let's say you feel like, oh, I don't have any money. That's a huge statement that you're sending out into the universe because you're going to attract proof of that then.
Yeah.
But let's look at it like this. Maybe you don't have thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even hundreds of dollars. But if you have $20 in your pocket, you have money. There are places on this planet where that $20 goes a long way. You are balling out. So, yes, you would like more money. You love having more, but be aware of the conversation that you do have money. Start with that. Oh, I have money. This $20, I have money. And then have gratitude for that $20.
Yep.
You're appreciating it. And if you appreciate that money appreciates. You get more of it. And you get more of it. And when you get into that panic mode, you go into that reptilian stem back here, freeze, fight, or flight, the survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you can't see opportunities. You can't. In order to see opportunities, you have to be in this frontal lobe. And that's in a state, when you're in a state of calmness, gratitude, and appreciation, that frontal lobe lights up.
Yeah.
And this is where your intuition and ideas come from. So there may be a $1 million opportunity right in front of you, but if you're in survival mode, you're going to block it out. You're not going to see that opportunity because you're not a vibrational match to that opportunity.
Yep.
So you'll see other people that are in poverty because you're a vibrational match to that. You'll see more bills and more of what you don't want because you're a vibrational match to that. But once you shift your perspective, the way to change things is to change your perspective on it. When you change the way you're looking at things, the things you look at change. So change your perspective. You have gratitude and appreciation for your situation, regardless of what it is when it comes to finances. You'll get more.
And here is a tip, you guys, that works with every subject. Anytime you want to change your vibrational frequency, you bombard your system with information that matches what you want. So if you want money, you need to read books about money. You need to watch videos about money. You need to immerse yourself in information about money. The more you do that, you're adding brain files that will override whatever current files you have that is sabotaging you or holding you back from the money. You have to upgrade your knowledge base to be a match to the frequency that you want. I watch videos and speakers about money every single day. And one of the things, I watched something today, and I watched a speaker. It was actually a pastor today because I love spiritual things, right? So I like spirit and money. I like love and money. I like money. So I was watching some videos about the spiritual side of money. And she was saying, it says in the Bible, ask and it is given. But most people will not ask for what they want because they have a belief that if I'm worthy of it, someone's just going to give it to me. Or I don't want to ask because it's going to make me seem like I don't have it. Or it's going to make me seem like I'm needy or greedy, right? But ask for what you want. I don't know how many employees I've coached that want a raise at work but never ask because they think, well, the boss will just give it to me if I'm good enough. They'll see me and they'll give it. No, they're not. They're not thinking about you. They're thinking about their money. They're thinking about their bills. So you have to come to them and say, hey, I've been working for you for this long and this is what I do. And this is how I've improved your business or whatever the case may be. State your case and then ask for your raise. And if they can't give it to you, well, when can I get it? Is there a possibility for a bonus? Can we put a bonus system in place? And if you can't get what you want where you're at, it's time to look around for other opportunities. But what I find is human beings want to be real comfortable. I don't want to do anything different, but I want a different outcome.
Right.
So it starts with mindset and really, really go deep and ask yourself, what is my money story? So here's a few of them that most of us have heard. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work really hard for money. You have to be super educated for money. So all of these beliefs become our money story, and we don't move outside of those stories. So visit your own money story. Think about the things that you heard about money growing up. Think about the experiences that you had. Think about the traumas that you've had. And then look at them and reframe them. Find new perspectives. That's what watching the videos are about. That's what reading the books are about. You are literally changing your own mind about money. And when you change your mind about money, your money changes.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, I also think that when it comes to money challenges and things get tight financially, I think that that's a golden opportunity for couples.
Yeah.
Because, like they say, anybody can, everybody loves the sunshine. When the sun's shining, can you love me? But can you stand the rain? And when things get tight financially and you're able to still work together as a team, you're still able to stay connected, you're still able to treat each other with respect and not blame and not fight about it. Once you can get to that point, even under those conditions, that's what really grows your relationships and makes it strong. Not just when things are great, but when things get a little tough. Do you cut bait and run, or do you roll up your sleeve and go, "What up? Come on, baby, let's do what we need to do to get where we need to get to, I should say."
Yes.
So use it as an opportunity. But definitely use the money tsunami. And, like Melanie said, educate yourself, reprogram yourself, and do it together as a couple.
And I would just add to that, be gentle with each other. No one grows up saying, I want this to be my money story. It just gets handed to you in childhood, and then you have to work through it in your adulthood. But now that you recognize, like, I keep getting the same results financially, I need to look at my money thermostat and I need to reprogram it. And you know what? I'm going to talk to my partner about this. I'm going to admit I need to do some work in this area, and I'd like to do it together. Let's watch some videos together. Let's read some books together. And you have to drop your ego and say, this is just an area of our marriage, of our life that we need to get stronger. I love and accept your story. It's a perspective that you grew up with. I'm not going to beat you up for it. Please accept mine. Now let's get to work and create a new one together. Yeah. That's the exciting part. And you can get super creative because it's your reality. You can create it any way you want to.
That's right. Good job, baby.
Thank you.
Good job. That was a great episode. I really liked that.
I really liked it too. So I want to thank all of you for hanging out with us. We love and appreciate all of you guys.
That's right. And if you guys haven't got a chance yet to get a copy of our book, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving Your Happily Ever After, then pick up your copy today, available at Amazon.com. And if you guys are interested in coaching with the amazing Clarks, yes, you can coach with us. You can coach with us through Zoom, no matter where you live around the globe. We can coach by phone. Or if you guys are in the North Carolina, Charlotte area, you might even be able to coach with us in person. Mm-hmm. And also, if you guys are interested in becoming a life coach or just want to learn some skills to life coach yourself or the people around you, check out our life coach training and certification course at Law of Attraction LifeCoachAcademy.com. And last but not least, did you guys get your grade yet? If you want to learn, get your relationship grade, get your relationship assessment, then check out our Love Report Cards at LoveReportCards.com.
Very good. So make sure you're connecting with us over Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube at The Amazing Clarks. And remember, to go there, you have to grow there.
So there you go, people. We gave it to you. Now what you going to do with it?
Love the Amazing Clarks.